Good evening. Welcome to the Fairfield City School District Board of Education meeting for September 4th, 2025. Mr. Phillips, will you call the roll?
Mr. Begley.
Here.
Mrs. Birding Miller. Mr. Clark. Present. Mrs. Gundrum.
Here.
Mr. Napier.
Here. Thank you. Mrs. Gundrum, will you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Yes. I pledge allegiance to the
flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We move right into presentations and resolutions.
Yes, Mr. Begley and members of the board, we do have one presentation this evening, and that is in regard to our open enrollment program. At this time, I will turn it over to Mr. Crapo.
All right, good evening and thank you. This is one of the discussions that I enjoy each year because it informs the public of all the requirements that we do for open enrollment and the processes that we have in place. Open enrollment continues to be a positive for the district, and I'd like to go over the procedures that we do to determine. First of all, there is board policy on this. Some general requirements and considerations for open enrollment. They cannot increase staffing due to open enrollment. They cannot use any artistic, academic, or athletic criteria. We can't limit students. We can't exceed class sizes. Cannot accept students who's been suspended for 10 consecutive days or expelled. Students are accepted on a first-come, first-served basis. Current students who move out of the district are a priority in being accepted. All fees must be paid. Open enrollment can be revoked for absences, cannot create a racial imbalance, and we have a deadline for the applications, basically for the month of May. Again, the selection process, it is first come, first served. We make sure that the community knows that. The applications are automatically time and date stamped. And there is a priority list that we do go through each year. Some of the issues that may come up throughout the year from the community would be the timeline for acceptance. And I do want to acknowledge that while I understand there is a timeliness to this procedure, but there's a reason behind it. The high school is the first to be accepted. And the reason behind that would be primarily for the summer athletic programs. For a kid to participate in the summer practices, they would need to be one of our students. Then we go through with the middle school and then finally with the elementary school. And the last on the list are the kindergarten students. And the reason is this, the reason for this is we don't always know the enrollment for our kindergarten students. And so sometimes we have to wait till after school has started to determine class sizes to see if there's room for open enrolled students or if they have maxed out. This is one of my favorite slides in this presentation because it shows two things. Number one, we are accepting open enrolled students, but so are other districts. Our neighboring districts, just like us, take some of our students. And so what that means as far as the treasurer's office is concerned is we lose money for those students that are going to neighboring districts. And so by us accepting open enrolled students, we're able to offset that. And if you look at the columns each year, we're able to generate net money for this program. And with all the rules associated with the program, the students that we're getting, they come to school, they don't get in trouble, they're involved, and the district is generating some net income from it. Each year I like to review some of the attendance data. I do go back 6 years on this presentation, and as you go through the attendance data, I try to put it in the yellow on the screen here, but that's the number you're concerned about. You're comparing the open enrolled students' attendance versus the inter-district Fairfield students' attendance. You can see that as you go through the years, the open enrolled students do not miss school. It's virtually the same. And the interesting part to me is while the data shows a number that's very similar, 93%, open enrolled students represent a much smaller number. So what that means mathematically is a smaller number has a bigger chance to create curves versus a large number, which is a better chance to flatline. And so the 93% is a strong number. The student demographics, another one. As we go through this, they're very constant as we go through the years. Again, I've got 6 years worth of data up here. I did highlight 2 years, 20 and 21, because those are the COVID years. The COVID years, the numbers fluctuate greatly because the economically disadvantaged students, everybody got free and reduced lunch for those years, and so not everybody completed the application. So those 2 years were kind of, the numbers were gray. But as you can go through, the one number I do like to focus on is the economically disadvantaged, because it does show our district in the growth that we're having in that area. And you can see as we go up, we're just shy of 60%. But again, over the last 6 years, it's very constant between the years. Open enrolled by grade, I like to provide this data because as you break it down, for our elementary schools, we have 6 elementary buildings. And so when you look at, for example, last year we had 15 kindergartners. That's 15 kindergarten students over 6 buildings. And then within the buildings, you could have 4 kindergarten sessions. And within those sessions, you've got AM and PM. So we're talking about a very small number of actual open enrolled students that's affecting the student body population. The GPAs, as you go through, you will see the GPA for open enrollment is fairly consistently above non-open enrolled students. In fact, just about every year, it's above. And again, that's important to note that the students that we are accepting, number one, they want to be here. They want to be here with a passion. They come to school, they get good grades, and they're involved. Again, mathematically, the number of students of open enrolled is much less than the Fairfield non-open enrolled students. So any student that would be an outlier would have a mathematical correction that would show up on these numbers. Discipline, this is a common misconception that would be out there that some of our open enrolled students might be causing or creating more discipline problems in the building. As you go through here, again, percentage-wise, they are below, the percentage of discipline is below the percentage of open enrolled students. And again, the percentage of open enrolled students, or the number of open enrolled students, is far below the number of non-open enrolled students. And so any amount of discipline from those students would drastically affect the percentage. This presentation is given each year as an informational session. I do find it valuable because the students, number one, we are losing students in neighboring districts for varying reasons. But number two, the students who come to us in open enrollment come with a passion, they come with a drive, they want to be a Fairfield student. We have, for the month of May, there are a lot of open enrollment applications. We handpick those students based on the criteria in the board policy. And then those students are held to a level or a standard throughout the year that they have to meet, or we can revoke their open enrollment based on board policy. By the data, number one, we're generating money. Number two, the students have a comparable GPA or higher GPA, a comparable or higher attendance, and a comparable or less often disciplined record. And so the program itself has not seen downfalls. And so we like to do this presentation to inform everybody of where we're at and to make sure it's a good thing for Fairfield. Are there any questions?
Yeah, questions?
Yeah, if a student comes in as a 5th grader, does he automatically get to come back as a 6th grader or have to re-enroll?
So no, they don't automatically come back, but they are placed higher in the priority list.
Okay.
Each year is based on, just because we have room in 4th grade doesn't mean we have room in 5th grade, and vice versa. 5th grade and 6th grade, we're changing buildings, and so we don't know where the numbers are, because it's all defined in board policy.
But those students are placed at the top to come
They
back.
have a better chance of getting in than a newcomer.
Okay.
Mr. Crayfield, this is awesome. It's always good to to hear and see these numbers. You mentioned it a couple times. Sometimes the community doesn't always have the same or they have a wrong perception of reality, and these numbers are pretty amazing. Give another compliment, but I wanted to do the screen before this, the discipline. It has 821 and 9. Can you explain those? Can you explain the screen to me, please? Maybe I misunderstood.
Yeah. So this screen is showing the number of referrals. So a referral is entered by the teacher or administrator when a student breaks a code of conduct. So in 2024, 2025, open enrolled students had 221 referrals, which made up 2.18% of the total number of referrals. And the number of out-of-school suspensions were 9, which equaled 1% of the out-of-school suspensions issued overall.
Okay.
Non-open enrolled students had almost 10,000 referrals, 97.82% of all referrals, 821 suspensions, which are 98.92% of the suspensions were Fairfield students versus open enrolled students. And on the bottom, I put, so that you knew what to compare it to, open enrolled students are 2.9% of our population. So the total number of referrals are 2.18%, and the population is 2.9%, and so that's below.
Yeah, okay, thank you. That helps helps my brain a little bit. And then the expenses, in 2021, we had 110 for 662,000, and then we had 282 and had 838. Big gap in between the previous years. Is that because of inflation and cost of per student, or what do you, and if you don't know, that's okay, you can get back later. I don't want to put you on the spot.
I know some. So number one, we were able to get about 40 more students, and that's again based on the students that we have, the room that we have.
Okay.
And number two, each year we get a different number from the state. The state pays us or reimburses us for the students, and so based on that number times the number of kids, and that's how we get those numbers.
So the state kind of mandates the difference of the monies, or
It fluctuates.
fluctuates, okay.
So we had 40 more kids, and we got paid more per
Yep.
student.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you. I think these numbers are great, and it just confirms what we know, but not everybody hears that. They assume that we get the open enrollments, the troubled kids, or they're being kicked out of a school or something like that, and that's not the case. And our kids are priority, but we want the good students to come in, and we're seeing that fruit come in, so.
Yes.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Ms. Gundrum, did you have anything?
I also want to thank you for presenting this. I appreciate it every time we talk about it, because it is something that I hear regularly when I talk to people, the misconception that open enrolled students are dragging us down or something like that. And I have to say, okay, hold on, wait a second. With all due respect, that's not how this is working. So, and it's nice to have these numbers and to know that we've talked about this to back that up. So I truly appreciate that. And I think, if I remember correctly, we've talked in the past about some of the students that we lose to open enrollment are basically because like their parents are teachers in another district and they're just following their parent to that district and things like that. So,
And that's some of the students that we have in open enrollment.
yeah. Yeah, so, yeah, that's also reassuring too, But, yeah, so thank you again for sharing this with us again.
Yeah, to Mrs. Gundram's point, it is a reoccurring theme out there. There's a stigma around open enrollment, and it's quite frankly, a lazy narrative and an easy way to be critical of the district, right? And the talking points that we should have, that everyone should be able to say is, look, it's less than 300 kids in a 10,000 student district, right? There's an application process. That privilege can be revoked, right? And that those open enrollment students do better across the board, albeit slightly, but still do better across the board in all the metrics we're looking at. So that's just not the case. Thank you.
Great job.
Do we come close to covering the students that we lose with this?
Yes, we do. It generates
Yeah.
800,000 additional premium.
This year was 282 to 185. The column, 2 and column 4 are the numbers that would,
Of what we lose for students leaving and what we get in.
yeah.
Good.
Plus 97, it looks like, right, Matt?
Yeah, that's the number of students gained.
Right.
Yeah, plus 97. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Grabo.
All right, thanks, guys.